Imagine a world where your productivity soars, your goals are crushed, and your freelance career just takes off like a rocket. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how I get everything done in my day-to-day as a freelancer. This is coming from someone who's been freelancing for the past 10 years. So if you want to get more done, if you want to stay focused and truly get shit done, then keep on watching. By the way, this video is sponsored by GoBrunch. More on them later in this video. So first things first, I highly recommend every single freelancer out there use a digital calendar. This is not only great for people to be able to book meetings with you directly onto your calendar and see your availability in real time, but it's also great for time blocking if that works for you. I actually use Google Calendar because it has an integration with Google Tasks, so I can keep a running list of tasks that I need to get done. But not only that, I also really like to have a paper planner. I have mine right here. It's a regular planner. It's actually in Portuguese, but the input that I put on it is in English. I don't know. That's just how my brain functions, I guess. But I highly recommend you write your stuff on paper every single day. Basically, each day I just get to my office, I sit in my chair, I pull up my computer with my digital calendar. I see if I have any meetings, and then I add in any tasks that I want to do for that day. And one thing I really like to do is to have 3 main tasks for the day. I feel like it's the best so you don't overwhelm yourself, but also so you have some variety in your day. I usually like to try to have 1 task that's for clients, that usually takes priority, then 1 task for my business, so whether it's posting a video, finding more clients, anything like that kind of propels my business forward, because sometimes we get too focused on client work and we forget about ourselves, which don't do that. And the 3rd task is just for me, something I want to do, something I've been putting off for a long time sometimes, or something as simple as just watch a movie that makes me happy. Sometimes that's totally fine and totally enough. By the way, let me know down in the comments what's your guilty pleasure. Is it video games, TV series, movies, drawing? I used to love drawing. I need to get back to it, but let me know what yours is down in the comments. But the next thing you want to do to get your stuff done on time is to tune out all distractions. You want to try to put down your phone on do not disturb mode. I was looking for my phone, but I'm literally looking at it and filming with it. But put your phone on do not disturb mode or use a focus mode. I know at least on the iPhone they have these. You can set up a personal focus where you block out any messages from like Upwork or other client related apps that you get client messages on, for example Slack. And you can have a work focus mode, where it basically tunes out everything else, like Facebook messages, like Instagram DMs, maybe TikTok, anything that you don't need in your day-to-day, which can be hard if you're a social media manager and you kind of need social media. But yeah, I try to keep my social media usage for work as much as possible on my computer so I can have the differentiation and I don't need to keep those notifications always active. Also, on the topic of your computer, I personally don't do this, but I know my husband has tried it, and that is because it's easy to get distracted, let's be honest, especially if you work at home and you don't have anyone looking over your shoulder. It's easy to just want to watch a YouTube video or 2, and then that turns into a binge session. God forbid if you turn on Netflix in the middle of your workday. But you can use website blockers where you tell them from 9 to 5, let's say the typical workday, from 9 to 5, I don't want to be able to open YouTube, I don't want to be able to open Twitch, Netflix, any of your guilty pleasures can, stay away for those times. And another thing I really like to do is to use the Pomodoro method, both to be able to focus on your tasks and to be able to take breaks. So if you don't know, the Pomodoro method is basically you work for a Pomodoro, which is 25 minutes, and then you take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, usually a 15-minute break. For some people, this is helpful because it's easier to focus on telling yourself, I just need to do 25 minutes of work, and then I'll get to reward myself with a YouTube video, a song, whatever. But for me, I find it more useful for the breaks because sometimes I forget to take them, and those are needed. Another thing that really helps me, and I know will help virtually anyone, is to remember your purpose, because in everything. You tend to sometimes get frustrated, or if some things aren't going just as you wish them to, like if you're not getting clients, or if a client just ghosted you, or you're having any trouble in your personal or business life, it can be hard to sometimes keep motivated, and don't let those things harm your productivity. So this would actually be more interesting to have in, say, a notes folder or a Google Doc that you can refer back to, and that you have maybe bookmarked in your computer, in your browser. But just remember why you started this. To me, freelancing means freedom of time, so I can work at whatever hour I want. Yesterday I was working from 11 to midnight, and today somehow I started working at night. So yeah, I love that flexibility of time, but not only time, location. Location freedom is great. I'm going on a road trip this Friday, so when you're watching this, I may not be home as I'm pre-recording this. And yeah, I just love that. While I do plan on stopping most of my work while I'm there so I can enjoy myself, if there's anything I need to do, I have my laptop with me and I can just get it done. And if for some reason, knock on wood, if something happened and I needed to stay for longer, I could just work wherever I want, wherever I have an internet connection, which is awesome. So if I'm ever feeling down, I remember I made this job for myself. I'm super proud of myself for doing this, and it's allowed me to do things that wouldn't be possible another way. But not only that, it can also be a passion for your service in particular. Are you an artistic person and you really like to get your creative juices flowing in illustration? Or in my case, I love getting creative with content ideas, just brainstorming them out and coming up with random ideas to test, or editing videos. That gives me such a pleasure seeing the final result that I just sometimes power through a whole 8 hours of editing just because I want to see the final result. So remind yourself of the things that you love about what you're doing, because sometimes the bad things can outweigh the good ones, and we don't want that. And yet another thing that I really love to keep me on track is co-working with my friends, my online friends mostly. I feel like nowadays I have more online friends than real life friends, but I guess that's the nature of the job. But I love this. I try to join a co-working meeting at least once a week. It kind of makes you feel not so alone, because freelancing, if you're not going outside and working at a coffee shop or at a co-working space, like a solid real life co-working space, it can be lonely sometimes. And I'm kind of an introvert, so that doesn't bother me all the time, but sometimes it's good to connect with actual humans. But not only that, it makes you accountable to get your stuff done like no other thing. For example, in the meetings I do have that are hosted by my friend Brian, I'll have the link if you want to join us down below. It's free, by the way. But in those meetings, we chat for like 5 minutes, we tell each other what we're planning to do, and then we get down to work. And at the end, we kind of report back on what we got done, what we didn't get done, and that kind of keeps us accountable. Like, if you tell someone else that you're going to do this for the next half hour, you're likely going to get it done, so you don't have to do, I just stare at my wall for the whole half an hour and I didn't get anything done. And this group, actually, we've been trying out different meeting tools lately. We jumped from Zoom to a different one that I don't know the name of, but we've been testing out different ones. And so when Go Brunch reached out and wanted to sponsor a video, I thought this was the perfect thing to test it out on. So I shoot them a message saying, hey, are you down to test out a new tool this week? And so we did, and it was super fun. It was so different than the other tools, because you usually just have, the square of someone's face of everyone that's in a meeting. Nothing wrong with that, but it's boring, and I like to make life fun in all aspects of it. I really like this about this tool. It's unique. It's unlike anything I've seen before, and it kind of looks like the future of co-working. Okay, my camera's full, so I hope it's still recorded. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it was super fun to try something out. We just log in, we pick a seat, and we literally have a virtual seat for each person, which is super cool. It was just so different, so much fun, and I love trying it out. And it made me think that I maybe want to start my own Go Brunch meetings. Maybe we could do a similar thing. We could get work done together, maybe once a week, or maybe on a more recurring basis. Like we can literally have this in the background like 24/7 almost. Obviously, I don't want you to work 24/7, but the room can be open 24/7 if anyone wants to join. So if you want to join with me, if you want to join with each other, that would be super cool in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments if you like that idea, and I can definitely make it happen. And why not? Let's set up our first room together, shall we? All right, so let's just go to brunch.com. Let's create a new, we have different types of events, but I'll create another co-working space. So what do I want to name it? I'm thinking virtual working buddies. I don't know if that's too cheesy. Level up your productivity. That's it. It's on brand. Would you like to add a secret key to ensure extra security? No, everyone's welcome. Okay, and then you get to pick your layout. So you can have just a simple one, a coffee space with 2 people. I really like this one, but it's only 3. This is what I did for the other meeting. Okay, let's go with this one. Super comfy living room. Looks good to me. So this is the link. I can have a link down below in case you want to join. Let's enter and see how this looks. So first things first, you click on a place to sit, and I'm sorry, I'm going to take the chaise longue because I love it. And then you can toggle on your mic and your camera. Hey, and you can have other people join and have a fun little party. What I did the other day was I can share my screen. We use the egg timer, so I can just enter this here and say I want to work for a Pomodoro. So I can then come here and share my screen and share that Pomodoro screen, and it will show up right here. I can drag it so it's not in the way of anyone's camera, and then we can go on mute and just get stuff done together. And then at the end, maybe we can do some sort of a Q&A. We could do like profile reviews or proposal reviews in the breaks. Yeah, this should be fun. Now, in case you want to try it out for yourself, I have a 15% discount code. If you enter Sylvia15 at checkout, I'll have it down in the description as well, along with the link for Go Brunch. Maybe you can start your own co-working group. I honestly really enjoyed using it so far, and I'm sure you'll like it as well. Now, in the meantime, check out this other video right here where I share the day-to-day of my freelance life, and I'll see you right there.